Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the TakeOver Racing League. We are finally back for Season 7, Round 7. Welcome to the Texas Grand Prix with the sprint race on offer for us tonight. So, despite the fact we're all dying in this oppressive British heat, we'll still bring you a very exciting event. I say we because I'm joined once again by my wonderful co-commentator, Dara. How you doing, mate?
I did very well. I'm not doing as well now that you've called this the Texas Grand Prix. Now I feel slightly ill.
I've gotten used to the game saying that. I should have written US in the title, but
I
you
know.
we get by.
I can't believe they called it the Texas Grand Prix.
No,
But yeah, looking forward to this one. Yeah, I mean, delayed a week, of course, because we weren't able to run it last week, but we should be here. I mean, I know that we had Monaco a couple of weeks ago, and I wasn't here because I was in Monaco when that race was actually being run. I wasn't able to watch it though because the data comms, it was like £20 to watch it. But anyway, very much looking forward to this. We've got one-shot qualifying, haven't we, coming up for the sprint race?
Indeed we do. The sprint race coming up, 10 laps for the sprint and 28 laps for the Grand Prix itself. Of course, think back to the last sprint we had. That whole evening as an entirety was quite fun. It was just about over a month ago by this point. So yeah, hopefully we should have a bit of fun. So let's jump into qualifying then. 13 cars, not quite a hybrid. The reason why I got cut off last week. So here we go then, getting ready for the start of the flying lap. So let's think, Darryl, what we're going to watch out for in this sprint in the race tonight?
I mean, lots of overtaking. 10-13 at the hairpin at the end of the long straight, so we'll see a lot of moves. But I mean, it's possible to make moves turn 1 through that final sector and at the hairpin as well. But you got to get a lap in. Emery's retired. I don't know if that is intentional or he's had a skill issue there, but it's not ideal.
Option 2 personally, but right, we'll continue on.
Yeah, legend as well. I mean, this track can be difficult as well, isn't it? Traction can be a bit of an issue through here, especially at the end of Sector 1. Rising up the hill through Turn 10, you can see a lot of spins through there. And also through the final sector, through the long left hand, you can spin it through there. And I remember a year ago or so when they changed the layout, everyone was spinning through the triple right-hander. So, dangerous at some points, but a lot of fun. I really do like this track. And I think it produces some of the best races of any track on the game.
Hopefully we'll see some more of that race tonight. I see as of right now, Michael Dale, championship leader, and on top in qualifying as of right now. Of course, his last sprint event in Qatar didn't quite go to plan. I believe he scored points, but then fell at the end of the Grand Prix with a puncture in the closing laps. So things didn't quite go well for him, but he won the last race in Monaco, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, so we'll have to correct that one and see if I'm right. And see Cheese there in second place, former champion. Currently sitting in the front row. The two Haas cars doing their P3 and P4. Including debutant Nicholas Mayer. So looking forward to seeing how he gets on in tonight's Grand Prix. For the final corner we come in, it looks like Michael's on course for pole position. Charging over the line, 1 minute 32.043. That's the pole time. Rachel gets into fourth, so split to the two Haas cars. Wardy in sixth, Tari. So all in all, it comes down to that one lap, and it's Michael on pole.
Yep, it is, and I mean, he'll be pleased with that, and it's a good start to the weekend. I like how we've got a one-shot qualifying. It produces a few surprise results, including him down in P12, but Michael Bell smoking cheese. They've been consistent so far this season, and they are P1 and 2 for the sprint race. But of course, with 10 laps of a sprint, that can all change.
Anything can still happen in this Grand Prix, and hopefully it does. We've got a bit of action. We'll be back with you in a few minutes' time for the start, so don't go anywhere. It should be a very close one. Well, what's happened in the last few minutes then? All of a sudden, we've been pelted with a sun shower on the circuit. The Circuit of the Americas for we'll now call the United States Grand Prix sprint race. Dara, this should be fun.
I mean, the Americans like to disassociate themselves from Britain, but they've very much taken our weather here, haven't they?
Definitely.
Sunny 1 minute, absolutely pelting it down the necks. I mean, I can barely even see it to turn 1. Um,
And based on outside, like I said, we've
quite
got
interesting.
theirs. So you know, it's been
Yeah,
a
oh,
bit of a
good
nasty
work,
swap
yeah.
because obviously it's for us it's very hot outside.
Nice sunsets though. Nice sunsets.
It's
I
alright
mean,
to be fair, but yeah, we should be getting over the sprint in a few moments time. So looking forward to that one. And of course, anyone could win this race. We're looking just to set positions for the Grand Prix itself. So we're ready now, getting ready to go for the second sprint race in history of the TakeOver Racing League. I've completely forgotten who won the first one at that stage. Darryl, do you remember?
first sprint race of the season.
It was
Ooh,
Jaden,
I
wasn't it?
don't
Yes, it was
know.
Jaden. Here we go. Jaden won the
Because
sprint.
everyone had the puncture at the end, didn't they? I can't. Yeah.
That was during, yeah.
Everyone had a puncture, and it was just chaos on the last lap.
It was.
I can't actually remember who did win
It
it.
might have been Lemons, I think. And Lemons wants to win the race. Okay, here we go. Regardless, we'll push on. 5 red lights here for the sprint in the Circuit of the Americas. And it is lights out, foot to the floor. We are underway for the sprint here. Decent start between the two front row starters. Up the hill towards turn 1. I've got AlphaTauri almost in the wall already. Michael Dale gets in front of Cheese, but Cheese dives to the inside of the first corner. There goes the former champion. Up the inside, out the corner. A lot of cars going wide in the back. See one of the Alfa Romeos going there. Michael gets away the lead. Cheese there behind him.
Yeah, Wardy and Arben going side by side through turn 2, I should say, as well. But Wardy's just about got through. BT trying to get through on Nicholas Meyer as they come into the S's. It's so damp through here that if you try and go side by side and you make a little bit of contact, that is going to happen. As we see, that's Nicholas Meyer going around. That's going to promote everyone up in position. Imri, if I'm not heavily mistaken, up 6 or 5. He's up 5 already, but that's still a fantastic start. And Ginger up 6 already off the start. Great starts for them.
He's going to take an advantage of things here. There goes Cheese to the outside of Michael now, looking for the top spot. In the order, he's forced to run the high line through the left-hander. Yellow flag once again here, and that is the McLaren of Legends, who's had a mistake as well. I also want to point out Kuba was involved in that incident with Nicholas as well, Dara. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on these three as they try to work their way back through the field here. Michael has now got Cheese closing on him here. Overtake deployed for the Alpine, pulls to the right-hand side of the track, going into the left-hander. Once again, Cheese to the outside. Contact between the two of them. Michael stays in front narrowly. I see the Aston Martin have found up the inside, reigning champion on the inside of BT and the Williams on the exit. The Williams goes wide and Fan pulls in front.
He will be very pleased to have done that. I mean, Fan, of course, reigning champion, as you mentioned. He is not having the best title defence season of all time. This is more of a style of Vettel in 2014 at the moment, rather than Verstappen this season. But he is doing well to be up in P5. Yeah, I mean, there's Imri getting through on BT as they come through, and there's a big moment for Oka right at the back, but he's going to be losing some positions as well. But it is tricky in these wet conditions. I mean, this is really a case of who can keep it on the track, because that will benefit you the most, even if you're a little bit slower. Ratio tries to go to the inside, but it's absolute chaos as we end the opening lap of the sprint.
9 more laps to go here at Kota, and it's still Michael and Cheese glued nose to tail in front. Cheese, I mean, looking at that first lap, Cheese was thereabouts looking to make moves on Michael throughout the lap, so he had several chances, but went to the outside each time, so I'm not sure what the move was there. I see Wardy holding off Arben there in the race for third. Fan, and got Imri right behind him. Sorry, I'm putting a second, 2 seconds between them, so I'm getting confused. Ratio involved his own in P7, and BT in P7, Ratio in 8th. 10th Cannon there in 9th, just being chased by Ginger Nut in the Red Bull. Then it's Kuba, Nicholas, Umjoka, and Legends rounding out your order.
I'm impressed that everyone's still going, to be fair. I would have expected someone would have died on the opening lap, but everyone has still survived, and they are ploughing on regardless. Wardy coming under a bit of pressure here from Arben and a C1 MP Fan in a minute, so he's going to have some defending to do. I mean, he's up a couple of positions on where he started in this sprint race. He's up, well, up 3, that is. But Fan is up 6, so he is doing incredibly well. I mean, you think that they started, what, 5 places apart, and now they are just about nearly side by side, position-wise. I mean, Fan's got to get through on Arben first, but I mean, it's very much in the balance. The slide is massive for some of these drivers through the middle sector, through the final sector even. And they've got to contest with that as they go through. But Michael and Smoking Cheese look like they are dealing with this by far the best of any driver.
I see Sleepy Sloth joining the other race here, so we should get a 15th driver, not for this one, but for the Grand Prix, I should hope. So Cheese, yeah, he's closing on Michael. He's kept the gap very low. I mean, and you see, as you say, Darryl, those two are really pulling away here. 3.2 seconds to Wardy in third place to start lap number 3. Michael again sets the fastest lap, 1 minute 50.7, so solid lap there. Obviously a lot slower than we saw in qualifying. I was hoping for a dry sprint and a dry Grand Prix, to be honest. So it's a bit of a shame we're getting the weather to hit us like this. But regardless, you see these two pulling away by quite a margin here. Once again, And Fan is sort of catching Arbony. He's trying to pull himself within 1 second, but remember, no DRS as we are in wet conditions.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult for these drivers to get past. Going to have to be a little bit more savvy on their ERS usage to try and manufacture a move, because they have not got that free pass of DRS to help them out. Of course, we've got no push to pass. That is always a bit of a debate that goes on. Oh, but that's a big mistake, isn't it, there from Arbin? From Wardy, I should say, sorry, because Arbin has slipped up the inside as they come through 10. And he'll say thank you very much, because Wardy leaves. Might be a bit of a connection issue there. That might be why he made the mistake before. I doubt he has. I reckon that mistake was due to lag.
Yes.
Rather than anything else, because Wardy is normally a very consistent customer.
Yeah. Passing through into P4 now, so Wardy will find himself in a bit more of a battle when he comes back. The ratio 3 seconds back from him, but will close rapidly thanks to the pace of the AI being far less than that player. But again, he's taking the corner. The AI taking the corner quite well, so the AI will run the racing line. So let's hope that, for his sake, that the cars in front will make mistakes, because that'll allow him to try and get back through again. But regardless, intensity up front again, pulling away by a massive advantage. But Michael, he's struggling to control there through the right hander, but he's a second in front of Cheese now, so he's starting to pull away. He's got 7 laps to hold on.
He does, and he should be able to from here. I mean, you'd expect to be able to, but that is definitely not a given. I mean, Smoking Cheese is a wily old customer. He knows what he's doing. Yeah, I mean, Smoking Cheese. I mean, he's, I believe, a 2-time champion of TORL. Am I right in saying that? That's you going.
I'm getting a problem here.
We're back to guitar again. I'm not doing a sprint race, but you disconnected, and I'm just doing a radio commentary. I'm on 5.
I've got a migrating host. So it's acting as if the session's over.
Yes, yeah, you have disconnected, because you've said on mine you've left the session.
Oh, garbage. Okay, right. Okay, well, in that case, yeah. Okay, well, deja vu. Back to radio commentary. Dare I take it away?
Exactly. Right, well, we're on 5 Live. Sports Extra, because they've probably got something more important on 5 Live. But he's still behind Michael Dale. They're going to run towards the hairpin at turn 11. It's in 12. Is it 10? Oh, I'm guessing myself. Anyway, they've come through that hairpin and on towards the back straight. Very good exit from Smoking Cheese, though. Closing that gap just about 4/10. It's hanging around at the moment. Let's see if he... I mean, he's using his ERS, and he's using a lot of it, down to below 35% or so, and he backs out of the move. He nearly went side by side into the corner, but backs out of the move. He's got half of the ERS of Michael Dale here. Which is not what he needs to be doing. I mean, if you're going to go for a move slightly, you're just going to have to commit to trying to send it. But Smoking Cheese was nearly alongside and then pulled out. Through the rest of the field, though, it looks like Nicholas Meyer, BT and 10th Cannon are close for P8 as they come into turn 12 for the left-hander at the end of the long straight. Around the outside, maybe for Nicholas Meyer in 13, but he can't quite find the line. But a switchback move for the Haas driver might put him back up the inside. Is he going to send up the inside of 15? Yes, he will. Everyone loves a good send up the inside of 15 and 16. And he's made this one stick. Ginger Nut as well is sniffing around the back of the Williams driver of BT. But Michael Dale still continues to lead out front. They've just started lap 5 of 10 in this sprint race. Wardy, I believe... he is back in the car. Yes, he is. Unless there's no ghosting, but I'm pretty sure he's back in the car. We'll tell by the line he takes through turn 1. Yeah, he's definitely in the car. I mean, he perfected the apex at turn 1, so I wasn't too sure whether he was in the car or not, but he's absolutely nailed that as he plows on to try and get back up towards C1 Tempe Fan. He's 3 seconds behind Fan at this stage of the sprint. But Nicholas Meyer is going to get past 10th Cannon now, into turn 2 and then through the S's at turn 3. So that's a very brave move, but just had better traction out of the hairpin at 1. But as they come to the S's, you can't really make a move through here. It's pretty much impossible to make it stick, and no one really is going for it. Legends is a long way off the back of the field, maybe trying to go for the fastest lap, but that might not be possible judging by the pace of the front 2. But actually, talking about the front 2, Smoking Cheese once again getting very close and just about tapping the rear end of Michael Dale as they come into turn 12 once again. through the right-hander at 13, the little kink at 14, and then, of course, 15 and 16. He's going to try and go around the outside here into 15 and 16, maybe looking for a switchback. Can he try and find it? He's going to just dive up the inside once again, get better traction out of the corner. He's on the outside line into the triple right-hander. Oh, a bit of a slide, though. Massive slide right off the track now for Smoking Trees, but he's found the tarmac once again. And he rejoins safely about 6/10 behind Michael Dale. But he nearly, very nearly, had a massive moment there. And nearly cost himself quite a big chunk in the race. But very happily for him, he's back underway as they start lap 6 of 10.
I'm back on. I'm almost back in as well. So Darren, once again, I was hoping that wouldn't have to happen again. But thank you very much for doing the radio commentary as we love to hear.
You got to describe it more. I've realised because they can't see what's going on. I've got to you've got to mention every corner so they know what's going on.
You did a solid job. Okay, right, here we go. Back in the action then. So what have we missed then? So Cheese is chasing Michael. Arbin's there in third, being hunted by Fan. Audio ratio by one behind the other. Imri there in 7th. And yeah, let's just carry on here. Michael's having Cheese again closed him. I mean, it's the rain lightens and like that.
No, I think it's still as hard. It'd definitely be classed as heavy rain. This isn't light rain.
Oh yeah, it's full wets are on, so yeah, it makes sense. So you could make the move on Joker for P12. There's no points in that position, but regardless, Racing Pride, Alpha making it a bit loose there, going towards the S's. Oh, he's almost losing the car, but he's practically drifting it through the S's there. Very good control. Keep it under a steady hand as they make their way through the end of the first section and start the second here. I think he's looking to try and make a move here, but can't quite go for it just yet. He's right on the back of the Alpine. Very close stuff. And Michael then pulling away from Cheese, but closing that gap in once again. Fan hunting Arden for third. I dare say he probably could get him by the end of the race if he goes mistake free.
Yeah, he possibly could, but Arbin looks like he's doing very well himself at the moment, so he might fancy himself to pick up that sprint race podium. But the front two really gaining time, hand over fist. Everybody else, that gap 8.4 seconds in 6 laps. Now, it is absolutely crazy, frankly. I mean, it's going to be up to at least 13, 14, you'd have thought, by the end of this race, and that is only 10 laps in a sprint. Obviously, to think how big that gap would be if this was the main race, but yeah, full credit to the front two. Smoking Cheese maybe just trying to recover himself after that opening, or after that mistake through the triple right-hander, which cost him a little bit of time and a little bit of pride as well, but he's back on the rear wing of Michael Dale. He's going to try again, I'm sure.
BT with a few penalties there, one for corner cutting, one for track limits, one for multiple warnings, sorry. So yeah, oh, yellow flag, and that is Cuba, who had some kind of problem, but he's recovered it quite easily, so no issue there. Yellow flag, and that's Ratio, who's crashed. And Emery's almost joining there. Oh, there he is on the right-hand side. Safety car.
That's going to be interesting. That's put a banner in the works for the top two, but the safety car has to come in at the end of next lap. So,
well.
It won't be out for too long, and I wouldn't be surprised if the likes of Legends, Oka, maybe even Kuba can't actually catch the safety car queue.
Well. So, all of a sudden, that lead of almost 10 seconds has been brought down to nothing. Could there be an unlikely claim for Arwen or fans to try and move up? We'll have to wait and see, but regardless, I mean, those four should definitely catch up. I dare say Wardy will get him a shout as well. Oka pits onto intermediate tyres here, so it must think the rain is getting lighter to some extent. Legends there now in P13, so I have to wait for the safety car to come back around again. So, yeah, all of a sudden it's been brought a lot closer together, but regardless, I don't think everyone will catch up, as you said, Derek, because we've got Oka's about almost a minute and a half behind. So, and it could still happen, but as of right now, it still looks set for that top two to run away with it.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it's going to be important for Michael Dale Smoking Trees to keep their heads. I mean, they know they've got the pace, but then they've just got to get to the end 1-2, really. I mean, we're talking about 1 point in it, so even if you do come second in the battle, it can't be too bad. Michael Dale's going into the pit lane. Is he going for intermediate tyres? I mean, he must be. Think of why else he would come in. Also, actually, thing to note, I've done a race recently, and the wet tyres, they seem to wear a lot. They seem to wear quite a bit, and he's going on to a new set of wet, so maybe it's just a fact of tyre wear. He's being held in the pit lane. He's not moving. Oh, no, it's just a bit of lag.
Yeah,
He's on his way. But let's see. Is he going to be out ahead of Wardy? They're going to rise up their hill. And yeah, he's ahead of Wardy. Fan's gone on to an Inter. I think that's premature, personally.
Imre and Nicholas definitely get out in front of him. 10 times he pits, BT's in. Ginger Nut stays out. Kuba, I assume, might pit. Legends may stay out. Because already made it stop, so... Yeah, so a definite change in strategy. Could that stop pay off for Michael here? Because now he's on fresh wet tyres. And he's against two cars who have been on the same tyres since the start. But they won't much wet, given how long these tyres are meant to last. I believe they last about the same amount as the mediums or so. Will I be correct?
I'm not too sure. I do know that. Oh, yeah, I'm not really sure.
That's why I asked.
Separate note, the Inters. I think it's too early for Inters. Personally, I think the rain has lightened.
But it's still too early.
Yeah, but I think it's too early. Yeah.
Not enough. The track is dry. Yeah, I think we'll have to agree with you. But we'll see what happens with these with the Inter runners. In particular, Fan. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. If he isn't advanced with the tyres at the end, then you could see him move a few places to try and get the podium in these late stages. Safety car in this lap then, so about half the pack is all caught up to safety car. With Ginger not able to get in there in time if we get underway, but I think no chance for 10th, anyone below him. So looking at the top 8 here with a chance for a good finish. Arbon now in second. Michael will be itching to get going here on these fresh wets. It may come down to Michael and Fan here because we'll see who has the advantage on the restart. And Wardy really backing the cars up behind him there as Cheese leads them round. He's in a good position right now. So if he can manage those tyres to the end now, I dare say he shouldn't have an issue. He might be able to take this sprint. And the decision for Michael to make that stop might have shot him in the foot here. And Arbon could try and swipe a sprint away too. It could go the other way. So we'll see what happens in these final 2 laps. Wait now for Cheese, the safety car to come in for Cheese to pick when to go. And there's he goes up the last corner. Here we go then.
Restart there from Michael Dale though. Look at, I mean, the tyres. Oh my word, he's gone very deep into one. He's hit the back of Smoking Cheese. He's very much hit the back of Smoking Cheese. Oh, nearly. Nicholas Meyer's going to get through here. As who's that on the outside? Is that Fan? That wasn't Fan. Fan's going to get past Imre. Maybe it is time for Inters. Fan doesn't look too shabby on them here. Wardy's going to get through on Nicholas Meyer. And maybe it is the Inters that are the fastest time. Michael Dale past Smoking Cheese. Is he? There's contact. Oh, somehow he's still in a straight line. I do not know how he hasn't gone completely around there, but he's still facing the correct way.
Yellow flag, and
just
that
about
is
as
Fan.
they get through the turn.
Fan Imre.
Oh.
There's a contact. And Fan around.
It's a shame that, because I do think that he may have made a few positions on the Inters, but Inters enough Smoking Cheese into the hairpin. He's going to get it on Arbon, but Arbon's going to have the switch back on him. Michael Dale is ploughing away from the field on his fresh, wet tyres, and Arbon is now in P2 ahead of Smoking Cheese, Wardy, and Nicholas Meyer, who might be on the back of Wardy now.
Fantastic chance for a double podium for the Haas cars if they can nail this somehow. Cheese to the inside, Nicholas to the inside, both of them backing out of it. Nicholas locking up ever so slightly there. Cheese on the outside now of Arbon, who is last on the stoppers. Arbon on the inside, he's got a better run. Will Cheese trying to switch back, get a better drive off? Will Wardy go for it first? There goes Cheese around the outside, almost losing the car there, but holding onto it. Going a bit too wide, Arbon on the inside now. And Nicholas there, very close, up into P4 now. So can he take Cheese and nail a podium for the Haas cars? Michael's on course for the sprint here. He's got to hold on one more lap. As Arbon and Cheese go side by side once again into penultimate left-hander on the circuit. Very close to contact. Arbon takes the wise move, backs out. Imre and Fan battling for P7 there. Top 6, all looking to try and finish second as Michael starts the final lap of the sprint. The championship leader looking to try and extend his advantage, and Cheese looking to pull away now.
How much can Fan gain here on the last lap? 0.6 behind Ginger. I think he could get past Ginger, maybe even Wardy, maybe even a couple of others, especially if they fight like Smoking Cheese. Arbon and Nicholas are, oh my word, close to contact between the two Hasses. Arbon with the better exit compared to Nicholas as they come through turn 2 this time. There's yellow flag down there, that is Legends at the back. He's not had a good sprint race whatsoever. He will very happily start the race if it's dry. Imre and Cannon fighting it out as well. But to gain. 1.5 now he is. 1.1 behind the Red Bull. He's just gaining time hand over fist on the cars in front of him. And he might even be able to pick up a sprint race podium here if he goes quick enough.
That's what happens here, but Cheese is pulling away from Arbon. There goes Fan to the inside of Ginger. He's going to take P6 away. I think I'll be honest, I think P4 at best. He can nail it. But Cheese has got Arbon on his tail here, and both of them need an overtake. Arbon's going to try and get a good toe here, but Cheese trying to break said toe down the straight to come towards the left-hander, but Arbon's closing in. Does he go for a late move to try and take P2 down? There he goes to the inside, looking for it. Yellow flag behind them. I said no, the yellow flag, that's the legend, sorry. Arbon now round the tail of Cheese as Fan again still closing in, but not enough right now. Nicholas and Wardy go side by side. Could Fan take advantage of both of them in this final sector, regardless whether he can or not? Michael's on his way through the last couple of corners to claim the sprint. Wardy on the outside, Nicholas on the inside, and now Fan tries underneath. Concord get in there. Side by side between the Haas and the AlphaTauri as Arbon chases Cheese. Here comes Michael though into the final corner to take victory here in the sprint. The checkered flag is waiting for the Aston Martin driver to ever so slightly increase his championship lead. Michael wins the sprint here at Kota. Cheese holding on for second here, thoroughly deserved. After goes have Arbon, just going to try and go for one last start at the inside, and Fan could he try and get Wardy at the last corner to try and take fourth. He's very close to the line. Here they come. Wardy going to hold on and get fourth place. Fan takes fifth. Nicholas sixth. Ginger not finishing seventh. Kent Cannon in eighth to claim the last point on offer. Imri ninth, and BT rounding on top 10. And Kuba, Joker, and Legends. But that safety car changed everything, didn't it, Dara?
Yeah, I mean, Michael Dell, it shows how important those fresh tyres were, because he pulled 11 seconds in 2 laps on smoky
Which is
cheese,
more than
absolutely mental.
the first 6 up before the safety car, which is impressive.
Yeah, exactly. So, incredible stuff. Fan as well, if he hadn't spun around there, Fan, I think he would have had P2 there. Look, he was about 2 seconds off the back of P2 at the end, and he lost a good 5, 6, 7 by spinning around, didn't he? So, I think he'll be disappointed with that, but he definitely made the right strategy call by going on to the intermediates, but it sets up a cracking race ahead.
Definitely, especially if we get a dry race, we could be in for an absolute blast here, given how good it's been in the wet. But regardless, there you have it. Oka retiring in the session, and Legends with it in the end finishing. Oh my god, he's crashed it before the line. Look at Dara, look at Oka. Oh,
I saw it as it happened.
Much down to him. Legends crosses the line, but Michael wins. He's your sprint winner. Increases his championship lead ever so slightly. It looks to try and increase it even further in the race itself.
It'll be important for him to try because, I mean, every point is a little bit of gold dust for him at the moment. I mean, the earlier you can win a championship, the better, because it takes the pressure off of you. He'll be very keen to get it done as soon as possible.
So your 8-point scorers then. Michael Dale wins the sprint, Cheese in second, Arbor takes the podium in third place. Fantastic race for him. Wardy fourth, Fan in fifth, Nicholas Mayer in sixth, Ginger Nut seventh, and 10th Cameron in eighth. So those are your point scorers, and this will be your grid for the sprint itself, for the Grand Prix itself. So make sure to come back in a few minutes' time for the start, getting going at 7:37. Be back with you in about 2 or 3 minutes' time. Welcome back then to the TakeOver Racing League Season 7, Round 7, the United States Grand Prix. We've had the sprint race. If you press the red button on your remote, if you're a Sky Q or Sky Glass customer, you'll have to go back and watch from the start of one-shot qualifying. But the heavens have opened. Sorry, they've closed again, and now we've got a dry race in our hands. Dara, what do we think?
It's going to be interesting. I think it'll be a little bit different on strategy, of course. We might see some people go different ways to try and take the win. In a bigger grid race, you see quite a lot of people choose the same strategy, but sometimes in smaller grid races, you see a little bit of a change on strategy, and hopefully we'll see that this evening. But yeah, looking forward to 28 laps of COTA, and hopefully we'll get some good racing.
Hopefully indeed. Right then, so 6 more rounds to go in the championship once this one's over. We're more or less at the halfway mark. Michael looks to be on for the title, but anything could happen in these last 6 races. Could someone see, the last 7 races, could someone see a comeback in the second half of the season? We'll have to wait and find out as the drivers start to ready up for this 7th race of the season. Looking forward to getting this one underway. Of course, the wet was very entertaining. Fan giving the call to start the engines ready up. Here we go. 5 red lights now for the United States Grand Prix here in the Circuit of the Americas in Texas. And it's lights out, foot to the floor, go, go, go. Run away for the Grand Prix here at COTA. Up the hill towards turn 1. Cheese ducks in behind Michael. Arbor to the outside. Michael defends the inside of that first corner. Arbor looking for second. Around the outside of the exit of the first corner. Everyone keeps it nice and tidy. Everyone still stays in line. Yellow flag behind. That's Oka, one down the back there in P14. Michael gets away. Arbor in second place. Cheese now in third. There's a chase through the S's there. And Sleepy Sloth, who joined us, almost put the car out of the Grand Prix, unfortunately, so that early on. Cheese looking around, trying to find a way back around Arbor if he can. Warning there behind him. Fan in 5th. Emery's up 3 places. Another good start from the Alfa Romeo. Nicholas Mayer in 7th. Ginger in 8th. 10th Cannon 9th. And Cuba in 10th.
Yeah, and it's a good start for Emery on those soft compound tyres. Michael Dell on the hards is the only driver on those tyres, showing that, like I was saying, you can see a little bit of a different strategy when you've got smaller grids in the race. We've got a lot of difference between some of these guys. With 14 drivers, there are 6 on a medium, 6 on a soft, 7 on a medium, and 1 on a hard. So all 3 strategies very, very used. Smoking Cheese outside line on Arbon in towards turn 12. Behind them, we can see Emery making another move, this time on Fan. His soft tyres have fired up quickly. But of course, with them firing up quickly, they will start to go away from him a little bit quicker as well. So watch out for that. He's the lead driver on that soft strategy as he tries to now get past Wardy for people.
Very impressive start to the race for those soft tyre runs. 10th Cannon makes the pass on Cuba and Ginger Nut. Take away 8th place. Sorry. Of course, 10th run the special liveried Ferrari for this race. That'll be gone over by the next by September the 18th. So get your runs in that with that car while you can. Then Michael leads the first lap. Then 1 minute 37.5. Cheese closing the gap using his overtake button here as the charge up the hill towards the first corner. Ogre's out the race already. And he's pulled it into the pit lane and called it there. We've got a car out just like that. Legends into the pit lane very early on. He's out of it too.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what's going on there with those guys, but it means we're down to 12. But, you know, oh well, I mean, these guys are still carrying on. We've not got a safety car, which is good to see, and we're still racing here. I mean, Emery's nearly lost the position to Fan in turn 1, but he's right on the back of Wardy once again through the SS section where tyre grip is key. But look at Nicholas Meyer on the back of Fan as well. He might be going for the move down in towards the hairpin at turn 11.
Fan defends the inside and the run towards that left-hander. Oh, crash in front of them, crash behind them. Oh, that's Ratio and Cuba both crashing, they're out. All of a sudden, 10 cars in the Grand Prix and the safety car's been deployed.
I don't quite know how we've gone from 15 to 10 in a lap and a half, but we have. And we're only going to have 10 drivers behind the safety car, but I'm not sure anyone will pit here. Maybe Emery, maybe 10th Cannon, but I'd be surprised.
Definitely. I'll have to see just what goes on with these guys, but wow. That was, I don't know how the words to describe that. We're down 5 cars within a lap and a half. And that when we started this race, if everyone had finished it, then we all had all 15 point scorers, but because of the change in points format this season. But yeah, 10 cars in the race. It's going to feel just like the old times when only the top 10 scored points. So, Michael doing his usual thing of trying to fake a run into the pits. It's like Wardy's doing the same thing. No one falls for it. As expected, everyone's on their own strategies. Oh, wait, no, Ginger's coming in. So someone falls for it. Or they just took the pit. Medium tyres on the Red Bull right now. Darren, is it too early to go into the hard, do you think? Try and run those to the end?
Yes. Yes, I
Go
do.
for it.
Especially because if you go, I mean, yeah, it just won't work. I mean, you won't have the pace. I mean, they might get to the end, but you will not have the pace to make it work. There's no point going hard to the end because it would be quicker from now to do, say, a medium to the end. But I mean, I mean, if they've already gone to a medium, maybe they're going for a hard medium. But I just hard should maybe we'll get to the end, but it just won't be too quick. I don't think.
We're just going to puncture at the end like we saw in the sprint, after the sprint in Qatar. So Michael then leads, Cheese in second position as it stands, Arbon in third, just like the sprint race so far. So we're getting deja vu from this opening lap and a half. Well, so what do we talk about now then? Not really much to analyse so far. Of course,
The World Cup starts tomorrow.
does it?
I don't watch it. I just thought that.
Oh. These safety
World Cup
cars
in a
are
month.
like mini podcasts, that's for real.
No, genuinely, like when I do, you know, when I do endurance sim races sometimes, and there might be 2 or 3 of you in the commentary box. It literally at times describes a podcast. If it's a 3-hour race, it will be a good half hour where quite literally nothing happens. 3 hours at the Nordschleife, and you won't have an overtake for an hour. So you just start talking about absolute random stuff. I mean, I've had a.
Should we just start a podcast? That'd be fun.
I think we should.
Yeah, go on.
I've thought about starting a podcast many times and just thought that'd be silly.
I started
Now
one
I'm
briefly
thinking,
with a friend, and we did like 3 episodes. It was called the Pit Wall Podcast, which is it's still on YouTube somewhere. If I'm being honest. If you search up Pit Wall Podcast on YouTube, you'll find like the first 3 episodes. We stopped that very quickly, and then the Pit Stop Podcast came around. The Pit Stop Boys, they came about. So all of a sudden, our name was sort of wiped off.
Don't mention that. Oh.
Not a fan of them too personally, but regardless,
That gives me the shivers. That.
What does?
Pit Stop Boys.
Oh well, yeah, those Jake and Pat. Yeah, I think. Oh, 10th in the pits.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I wish I didn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. I'll watch it. Regardless, though, 10th into the pit lane here, so he's going from soft to to another set. Oh no, sorry, no, I'm blind. It's at hards. Again, that's still a bit.
Yeah, I just don't think it's quick enough. It's just not quick enough. If we get another safety car as well, they're gonna want to get off them immediately. I don't really see the benefit.
There's only so many cars to have a safety car with now, so I have to see what they've done in that respect. Oh, Michael is going in front of the safety car. I'm not quite sure what the plan was for the championship leader there. Cheese in second, Arbon third. So we're looking at coming forward to the restart here. What we're seeing happening, because Michael can't get away as much as he'd like because those hard tires won't be as fast as Cheese and Arbon mediums. And again, he's doing the same thing. Is he not quite anticipating when the safety car stopping? Is he running right behind the safety car each time?
Sorry?
Michael's gone in front of the safety car several times. He's ghosted through, so I'm not sure if he's just misinterpreting when the safety car stops, or if he's just. There you go. I'm being told in his perspective the safety car's lagging, so he's having issues. But no penalty for him, which is the important thing.
Yeah. Certainly concerning. As long as he doesn't die and the safety car comes in and everything's fine, we should be alright.
Yeah. I mean, of course, he's the lead car, so he needs to keep his distance, and it shouldn't be a problem. I mean, from where I'm sitting, he's okay, as it stands. But Cheese is quite a way back from him, so those guys want to catch up. I dare say we go back to racing this time. Everyone's right there behind the safety car, so we should get the next moment or two. Come through the second sector split. Just in time, there it is. Here we go then, safety car in this lap, and as you can see, Cheese on the inside of Michael itching to get going once again. Looking forward to what should be a very exciting remaining 24 laps here in USA. What is Michael doing? Michael was practically stopped there. I'm not sure if he's lagging. It might be lagging, I'm not sure. But yeah, he's.
I mean, he has slowed right down.
Yeah, this can't be lag. He practically stopped stationary there. He might be trying to kill the tyre temperature of some of the cars behind him because he knows he's on those hard tyres. He needs to get those back into spec quite quickly here. But I'm seeing at some point he'll try and break away. He's holding it in gear 1 for some reason.
I really don't know what's going on.
No, I'm really confused.
I wish I could tell you.
This isn't fun so far. I want to go home. Right. Well, he's holding them. Okay, so he's just waiting to go there. He might try and go between the second to last and last corner. Oh no, he's going now. Right then. Well, it's worked well for Michael because it was practically left Cheese for dead there to come through the last corner to start lap number 5. We're back on the way after the safety car, and we should get some more racing laps under our belt now. Right, towards turn 1 up the hill we go. Once again, Nicholas Mayer getting right to work. He's totally inside the fan. Fan defends down low to go towards that first corner. Nicholas looks to the outside, into the corner. Oh, contact. And there goes Wardy of the circuit. Contact with Imri. Yellow flags are flying on the circuit. Imri falls back to P9. Wardy down to P10. Both cars getting themselves going again. But what is Imri doing? Why is Imri slowing down? Oh, sorry, might have been an illegal overtake. So, regardless, keep
Yeah,
going.
or he was given a position back.
Right.
Either way.
Either way, sportsman-like thing to do. Michael getting away then. Cheese in second place, about 7-8 tenths behind. Ginger up the penalty there. Arbon in third. He's got his teammate behind him now. So Haskars, again, doing very well so far in this evening's racing. BT closing on Ginger Nut here. Those two closing the order. BT at the inside. A massive dive bomb there on the inside, but goes a bit too wide. Ginger goes swiping right back through on the exit. Side pass on the left-hand side. Back into P5 again. And Fan right behind him now. So he's uses his DRS. And there goes BT to the inside. Finds to take a 3 abreast contact between Ginger Nut and BT. Fan says, thank you very much. I'll have both of you then. On the outside, last on the brakes, into the corner, side by side with the Williams. On the exit, the Aston Martin nips in front by half a car, and the reigning champion pulls clear when they reach the right-hander.
It's a good work from him at the front, though. I thought Smokey was going to go for it there. Just about didn't, but he's tucked up right behind Michael Dale. Of course, he's got that tyre advantage from now, but he knows he needs to get past, because by the end of the race, the tyre advantage will be for Michael Dale. So he needs to get through as quickly as he can to try and make use of these medium tyres, or the race is all but gone for him. But restart for Michael Dale. He still leads as they cross the line to start lap 6, with Smoking Cheese with the fastest lap.
Definitely a solid restart for both cars. Took Cheese a second to get going. Once he did, he was all good. And I dare say, Derek, he's got to make the pass, as you say, but he's got to get a second clear as well, because the DRS will be coming in to play next lap. So I think he's got to be in front within lap 7, lap 8, otherwise there could be trouble for him in terms of that tyre advance, like you said.
I have to wait and see what the strategies are, but I'd have thought it's a medium hard or a hard medium. Just going to the end on hard. I mean, but yeah, interesting. We'll find out what's going to happen. I'd say about lap 13, lap 14.
Definitely, we'll see what comes into play when we reach it point. So about 7-8 laps or so. Cheese using his battery once again. Michael hasn't used a lot of his, but Cheese is there right there with him. They try and go for the move this time. I think he's trying to go to the inside, going towards the corner. This time he does go to the left-hand side and gets in front of the braking zone. Who's going to be last on the stoppers? Into the left-hander. Cheese with the lead now as they make their way off of the corner. Oh, bit of a skid there on the exit as Nicholas Mayer gets in front of his teammate Arbon and 10th cannon to the inside of Ginger Nut behind them for P7. But Cheese in the lead now. First time today, Cheese in the lead on merit.
He absolutely is, and it's an important move for him to make, because as we've said, he needs to now try and get that gap to Michael Dale as we get through. You're streaming off of YouTube, because I believe Twitch is down.
Oh, wow.
So that's ideal.
Just my
but yeah, pretty much. Into the final corner though, Michael Dale nearly hit Smoking Cheese, but they're through all right. Smoking Cheese has got to build that gap as quickly as he possibly can. That's slightly weird.
DRS deployed then for the first time in this race. Oh, contact between the two leaders there. Minor contact, but still contact. Cheese gets away with it. Michael stays behind him. Nicholas Mayer gets to pull away and trying to close into the leaders. He's about 7 tenths off DRS, and Arbon 7 tenths off him. So it's very close to being in the top 4. Fan working the world of his own in 5th place right now. BT was 2 seconds back from him in 6th. He's got 10th cannon in the Ferrari breathing down his neck. Ginger Nut in 8th, and Mordy and Imri continue to close the pack in 9th and 10th. So DRS about to come into play for the first time here, Dara. Will Michael take the lead?
I have to see. I mean, he could be sitting behind and just be a bit savvy, but he's given a tap. Yeah, I mean, Smoking Cheese is going to be flashing soon. If he starts flashing, then Michael Dale will know he doesn't have to use his ERS, but he's just going to go past it. He doesn't really care. One bit, he's just going to go straight past and back up into the lead, and that is going to be Michael his way again.
Easy as you like for the championship leader, who pulls in front. 10th cannon on the inside of BT. Once again gets in front, but doesn't even reach the braking zone. About a car length or two clear when they reach the corner. So good exit from the Ferrari. Alans pull away about 2.5 seconds to Fan in front of him in 5th place. Then Arbon and Nicholas still one behind the other. Haskars in formation here, following the two leaders around the circuit. If these guys start to fight, could the Haskars get involved, perhaps?
Maybe, it's possible. But they're a little bit off the bat at the moment. We'll have to see if they start fighting as well, because that might be interesting. To see if they are going to start killing it out between them as well. But Okay, she's falling off a bit from Michael Dale, isn't he? He's really going to have to struggle to get back within that, well, get in DRS by the end of the first sector.
Let's see what goes down here. Michael pulling away to a 1 second advantage now there as they exit turn 1, and Nicholas closing in. So here we go then. I'd say the Haas cars could start to have their say in the battle. Arbor has to try and keep his teammate as best he can here as they make their way through the S's for the 8th time in this United States Grand Prix. Nicholas closing that gap massively here. He's almost brought it down to half a second, and she's desperately fighting to try and stay within DRS range, but he's falling away right now, Dara. So Michael could be long gone by the time we reach the end of the lap.
Yeah, absolutely, and it might be a bit of a problem for him, and that might be the end of the race for him realistically, because I mean he might just start losing time hand over fist at that point, and then realistically race is run. So I mean he'll hope to get back in with a shout, but it will be difficult for him, I think.
Nicholas closing in here on the run towards the left-hander. He reports to the inside. Oh, Cheese, who did get DRS that time. He's now got a Haas to deal with on his inside, and they make their way off the corner. This battle will be fantastic for Michael, allows him to try and pull away a bit more. Cheese defends the inside, but opens it up for the Haas to try and force way through. Not a bit of it. Cheese remains in front, and now Arbon's 2 seconds back from his teammate, and has got work to do.
He does have some work to do, and he has got a lot of finding time to do, but I mean Nicholas Meyer with Smoking Cheese really dropping off, and he's right at the back of the Alpine, isn't he? So he might try and look for P2 very shortly. So I mean lots of stories to think about in this race. Fan as well, the back of those on the mediums, but he's not too far off the back. He's still within a shout. Let's see if Nicholas Meyer can get this up into turn 1.
Once again up the hill. Cheese trying to defend the inside, but the Haas car gets there first. Into the braking zone they come. Cheese will try and switch back if he can. Not good enough exit. The Haas car now into P2, and we'll start closing on our race leader, Michael Dale. He's close to the radio.
And we'll have to see how close he can get, really, because, I mean, 2.5, that time he's coming down. He looks like he's got a bit of pace under him. Nicholas Meyer, maybe he put a dry setup on the car, maybe the others, maybe put a wet setup on. I'm not too sure, but looking good for him at the moment.
Definitely, we'll see by the end of the lap just about where he is in comparison. The leader Cheese has been dropped here. He's almost 8 tenths back already from Nicholas Meyer. Arbon will be looking to try and catch him next. If Fan doesn't get to him first, DRS back to deploy for the reigning champion in the other Aston Martin. DRS now deployed, rear wing wide open. He makes his way towards the left-hander once again, riding on board with the Aston Martin. He makes his way towards the corner. Arbon seems to come trying to defend the inside into the corner. Fan cannot get close enough. And on the exit, Arbon stays in front, but Fan might try and take him this time. No chance. Stays behind him. Safe move for the time being. Arbon's still in P4.
A bit of fighting, isn't it, going on at the moment between these guys, but it's good to see as we move through. Nicholas Meyer is getting close, isn't he, to the back of Michael Dale. Just about a second behind at this point, maybe just about sneaking into DRS. Going very wide. I mean, he'll get in DRS, but I think a bit of a warning as well. But I don't know, I think maybe he's a tactical warning there. To try and get the warning, get the DRS. But he's not quite got the DRS, but he's closer. 9 tenths or so is the gap at the moment, but Fan is also close to Arbon. He might try and make the move up to 7 right now.
Going for it on the inside, backs out of it. Chooses to wait for Arbon to exit the corner to try and go for it now. On the outside of the Haas, doesn't get good enough run down the hill. Arbon holds on to P4, but could be under huge threat when they come to the DRS zone, as will be Michael Dale, who's having the other Haas closing on him. So one Haas on the defence, the other on the attack.
That's the juxtaposition, good word that, between attack and defence. One black and white car going forward and one going backwards, but it really is on the money at the moment. He's going to get the DRS down towards turn 12, and surely he'll get through this time around. But Nicholas Meyer as well, up to game with the DRS down this straight as well. So, looking like a good race at the moment between these top 5. The rest slightly off the back a bit, but there's not to say that there won't be another safety car.
Fang gets past Arbon there for P4, jumps in front by quite a distance already, but it's about 3 tenths clear when they reach the braking zone. Nicholas now within 7 tenths, about 6.5 back off of the Aston Martin. And we'll see if he can close any more on the main straights. This race starting to heat up a bit more now. Of course, we had contenders who weren't quite there during the sprint because of the challenges of the wet. And you are right, whether he did put on a dry setup for the sprint, hoping it'd be dry, and being probably mistaken, it's paid off for him regardless, because he's closing massively now on our race leader.
Yeah, he really is, and he'll be very pleased about it as well. This is going to be interesting, I think, towards the end of the race, because there's going to be Yeah, Jesus in. That's early, I think. Maybe, I mean, he might be trying different strategies to try and gain positions, but I don't think it's going to work out. Um, yeah, I don't know about that strategy. He's going to have to overtake a few cars, probably Nut and Wardy as well, as they're going to run up the hill. Yeah, definitely there. Maybe even Imri. Imri going to be able to come through in time? No, probably not quite. So, Imri's going to be right on the back, though, and he might be hungry to get through, but those soft tyres going to be looking quite worn now.
Those soft absolutely cooked. You can see proof of it there when he comes down the hill. But of course, say Cheese probably has to make some passes here, but I don't think he'll mind that. Multiple-time champion, record champion of the league, and as I say, he gets a penalty for multiple warnings, so he'll want to try and avoid getting any more of those. But Nicholas Mayer has closed the gap down to within 7 tenths. If he uses more of the DRS now down this next straight, could he try and go for it this time? It's going to be very tight if he does. Safe thing to try and wait in line. Yes, there it is. Stays within range of the Aston Martin. It now goes Aston Martin, Aston Haas. There's a fan there in third place. Looking to try and add to the constructor tally for the green machines. And Arbon, the home race for Haas, looking to close that gap down. We have failed to acknowledge that completely here. It's the home race for Haas.
Yeah, and I mean, Haas haven't featured that much in the championship so far, so it's nice to see them up there at the moment. We'll just have to see if they can carry this momentum through. I mean, can Nicholas Meyer go past again? You've got to remember that Michael Dale will go onto a medium tyre and Nicholas Meyer onto a hard. But you'd have thought Meyer would get an undercut here, wouldn't you? On the fresher hard tyre, and that Michael Dale will have to pass him, but that might not be too difficult. We'll just have to see how this all transpires. Fan and Arbon maybe have got a way to the podium. Smoke and Cheese's strategy that is questionable, but he's going to make a move to the inside of the final corner. You don't see many moves made there, but he's made one, and he's up to P8 now.
Fantastic move there. We start to work on closing on Wardy now in the race for 7th. 2 veterans of the league there. I see Nicholas Mayer closing the gap down to within half a second now of the race leader, so we could be on for a lead change once again here, and Imri again struggling off that first corner. Those soft tyres are done. I'll be honest, I see Michael trying to go 20 laps on the hards and then going for softs at the end, of being honest. So let's see what happens. I feel like that's the kind of strategy he's going to try and make work. And Nicholas, though, closing in with the DRS. See how much he closes this time as Wardy takes Cheese takes Wardy for 7th place. Does he go for it late into the corner? Let's see what happens here. Nicholas closing all the time. Again, not close enough. Stays in line behind the Aston Martin. Goes a bit wide in the process there. Might lose 10th or 2. And Fan will look to try and close the gap on these guys. As I said, Cheese up in front of Wardy now. Wardy might try and fight back.
I do, but let's see with the DRS. I mean, Cheese, it was a good move around the outside of turn 8. I don't know if you saw it, but it was an absolutely fantastic move around the outside of turn 8, and Wardy doesn't quite fight it. Knows that Cheese got a lot of pace under him. Would rather just sit in behind for the time being. Wardy goes a little bit wide, 312 as well. But yeah, it is looking good for Cheese at the moment, but he's got to make these positions as quickly as he possibly can.
Definitely, I'll check the gap to the leader here. Cheese is 19 seconds off the top spot right now. And that has currently half a second back, so we'll see if he makes any moves down this main straight. It'd be a lofty task to try and get through at turn 1, but he's not going to try it just yet. He's got to have a good first sector here, Dara, otherwise he won't get much more of a chance down that DRS straight.
Absolutely, yeah, you're correct there. But I think also we're getting to lap 13. We're getting to the point where he might start thinking about pitting. So that's also something to consider. Those hard, medium tyres will be a little bit more worn. The hards on Michael Dale as well. So that's something else to think about. As they come through and up the hill, a bit closer this time around, isn't he? It's about 4 tenths, 5 tenths or so. Maybe he has a slight opening this time around, but we'll have to wait and see before they get to 12.
Off the corner they come once again. She's making another move here. He's past BT for the 6th spot, and Nicholas is a bit closer this time. Could this be the one? He might try to use his battery as well. Michael hasn't much to this race. Still about 80% left. But here comes Nicholas closing in. When he goes to the inside, he's the closest he's been before. And again, waiting for an opportunity. Can't quite do it. He's not using his battery at all here. Just trying to close in without the use of it. And trying to help Michael avoid using his as well. As Fan, he's not closing it. He's almost 6 seconds back now. Arbon 1.6 behind him. So everyone's quite split up now. Save for this battle for the lead. A bit of contact between Cheese and BT there. BT hit him on the way past. Cheese goes scything back at the inside there. No damage given. And he's up into P6 once again. 5 seconds off of 10th Cannon. So let's get to work on closing on the Ferrari now.
And I think he will. He'll be really trying to push for that. I mean, he's got is not going to help him out at all. 3 seconds isn't ideal, especially around a track like this where not getting a penalty is money, but at the moment, we'll try and get this all sorted with the strategy he's chosen, but it might be slightly difficult for him. We'll have to see how it works out.
Hello, flag, it's BT. And safety car's been deployed.
Oh.
Oh, he's crashing on the way into the pit lane. No. Well, that does change things for strategy.
Means that Michael Dale will get to the end easy. Everyone will get to the end, but the point is Michael Dale's going to be in the lead on the mediums.
Oh, that is true. All of a sudden, things might have turned into favour of the Aston Martin. Regardless, BT out the Grand Prix becomes the 6th retiree from this United States GP. Down to just 9 cars, so those guys need to get in order to score points, or at least make it to 90%, which I think will be around lap 25-26.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you complete 25, it should be okay. Because normally, very short. Yeah, it should be okay. But we'll have to wait and see.
My maths are maths.
Yeah, but I mean, we're just not even halfway through this race yet. They will be when they cross the line, but safety car spices it up a bit.
Definitely, of course, we'll see what happens in terms of these two leaders. I think Michael will have the advantage now, but he's also got to make those tyres last to the end. Does anyone make a very brash decision to go on to softs? Because I mean, there'll be at least two or three laps we actually get underway. So that'll be 11 laps to take them. And Imri took those soft tyres about 13 laps, so it can be done. But is anyone worth to take that risk? Michael into the pit lane. Nicholas follows him in. I dare say, obviously, fans and yeah, everyone's coming in more or less to make their stops if they haven't already. We'll see what the situation when everyone emerges. Because Cheese might close in a bit here. He'll make it to the end. Could Cheese take the lead in track positions? It'll be very close when the Delta comes into play. Could he do it? Michael in front of Nicholas down the exit. Aston Martin now on medium tyres. We're very tight here with Cheese. After saying that, scrap that in. They've both got him. But Cheese will retake third on those hard tyres.
Will, but not really gained him anything, has it? And if anything, he's only got older tyres than everyone else around him. But we'll have to see how it works out for him. But not going too well at the moment. I think safety car should be in at the end of next lap. It won't be too long.
Just have to see what happens. Is everyone more or less on fresh tyres, save for Cheese and Ginger Nut? We'll count Wardy and Nimri as being on fresh ones because let's face it, they wouldn't have done much in those before the safety car came out. Lap 15 then, just past the halfway stage, and this is your state of play.
Yeah, I think without mistake, Marvelous won this. I think it's probably one of the least controversial things that ever been said, anyone ever. So yeah, he you never know. It could happen. Anything can happen. Yeah, it's true. I mean, yeah, I just think Michael Dale's probably got this wrapped up if he can get away from Nicholas Meyer on the opening lap. But then a late safety car might shake things up. You never know.
Definitely. If we get another one, I'd see it takes the risk to go on to perhaps a set of soft tyres again at the expense of track position. Ginger Nut is closing up. We've got to wait for Wardy and Nimri though, so we get going either late this lap or next lap. Definitely. I think. So you're all right. It's at this point in the race where nothing much is really going on that I would like to take a moment to plug the socials for both myself and the TakeOver Racing League. So in terms of if you're watching it on my stream, hello, welcome to the channel. We normally have more drivers in these races. We've been a bit low on attendance the last couple of weeks. So yeah, if you guys want to try a hand in league racing, if you guys are looking for a new league, then come and join us. We have a lot of fun races here every Thursday at 7 PM. And of course we are on social media as well. See, stream both here on my YouTube channel, which you must subscribe to as well, and over on the TakeOver Racing League's Twitch, which I always set to plug in the streams, but never put a link in the description before. So have good luck finding that. But so you get mainly commentary from Darrow's perspective when I'm not here, because Darrow does a fantastic job, has to be said, as usual. And then obviously, and we are on TikTok as well, so we post here and there. I believe it's Imri who is doing the posts, so doing a good job both running his league and being a part of ours as well. So yeah, this is the TakeOver Racing League. There's the pitch, and yeah, you guys ought to come along. So now I've done my plugging, we'll get back to the safety car.
could go on Dragon's Den with that kind of pitching qualities. That was cracking.
Oh, cool, nice.
But yeah. But yeah, I mean, interesting race ahead. I mean, you're right, we give quite a lot of fun. I mean, the fact that we're in season 7, testament to how good this league is. Other leagues we get past season 2, but we're at season 7, so this is going wonderfully strongly. But let's say go in this lap hopefully, and then we'll have 12 laps to go, and then we'll have a race on our hands.
I'll be real though, you don't know the Prime League back on F1 2021. It was absolutely fantastic. If you've been there in the commentary booth with me, if you've been me, you and Dean, then that would have been absolutely fantastic. Because we had such fun. Me and you have fun a lot doing these streams, which is always one of the highlights of my week, regardless. But yeah, regardless, we'll continue pushing on here. We've got 9 cars left in the running, and only 2 teams that have both their cars still in the race, which I've just noticed. For a second, I was about to say all of them that were separate teams, but that can't happen because I believe we are missing a manufacturer. We're missing the Mercedes. As far as I'm aware, probably missing another one as well. That I'm missing out. Here we go then. Safety car in this lap. I'll stop rambling. We can get a race again.
We can, and I'm looking forward to this to see whether 10th Cannon can work his way through. He looks like he's on a good strategy here. Going onto the hards has now worked out for him because he can go onto the mediums. I mean, he got hit up the back, up the rear from Ginger, but we'll have to see what happens here. Michael Dale in the ascendancy though, on the right strategy. Just needs to finish it, but he's going far too slow. I'm sorry, that is too slow through here. Oh, you can't be going 14 miles an hour. I'm sorry.
This is not a dual cargo, Michael. Pick it up. Come on. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry that.
There we go. The penalties there, and someone's got damage, and that's Ted Cannon's got damage. Lost an end plate. I think there might be questions asked about what he's doing in terms of on the racetrack for this restart. See, he was in gear 1 last time. That was okay enough, but this time could have been too far. We'll see if Nicholas Mayer can stay close to the Aston Martin on the restart. He's not going yet.
He's going now. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's difficult though because he's. Look at Nicholas Meyer outside the line of turn 1. Can he find it all the way around the outside on a harder compounder tyre?
No, he can't, but might try to switch back on the inside. Could Michael's restart be his undoing here? Not a chance. The championship leader, despite going that slow on the restart, maintains his lead, but he went all the way to the line there, didn't he, Darren?
Yeah, he really did. I think, yeah, it's a real shame he went too slow there because 10th Cannon has a penalty and damage and and has to have a new front wing. But it gives the opportunity for the likes of Imri, Ginton, maybe to have a better run through the race, but we'll wait and see. But Michael Dale is way. He's nearly a second already in front, and he really is putting his foot down early on here. Smoking Cheese doing a little feint to the inside, but I don't think it really helped him out how he did that. It just looked like he was weaving across the track into the corner.
My darkest fear was it was going to try and drive into Nicholas, but no chance. Like, he's going to pull to the outside instead, into the next braking zone, try and get the Haas there. On the inside, might try and switch it back. Nicholas locks up, and now Cheese trying the outside, gets alongside this time. Into the corner they go once again. Fan looking to try and get advantage of Cheese. Can't quite do that. Cheese is all over the back of the Haas here. Trying the outside once again. Well, fight this is for P2. But Mayer is not giving in at all here. That almost sounds like breaking point in that respect. But there it goes. Cheese way off the track there. Running super wide and losing several spots in the process. He's down to P5 now. Arbon and Fan both getting through. And as it was for the safety car, came in. Business is resumed once again as Michael continues to lead us to start at number 18.
Yeah, and Fan's got that penalty which won't help him out. Arbon will know that. He'll try and get through. He doesn't have the pace. He'll just know that staying within 3 seconds give him a podium at the very least. We'll have to see how that works out throughout the race. But yeah, Michael Dale, he's got 3 seconds. It's over.
Well, it almost feels like I'm watching F1 23 in real life with a different manufacturer on the top step. I think this is what Alonso was hoping for when he joined Aston Martin at the start of the year. But regardless, we'll have a look at this guy's fighting for a second place. Nicholas Mayer holding off Fan and Arbon there in the race for that second spot. And give it a lap's time, Darryl, because DRS comes to play in a lap or two, and then we'll get a real race on our hands once again. Well,
I hope Nicholas Meyer isn't holding out hope for DRS on the next lap because he's got got to hope for a miracle, frankly. He's going to have to turn water into wine himself. He's going to get DRS, but he might actually get it off the back of Fan, because Fan's going to go for the move here. Inside line to turn 12. He's found the line. He's basically dummied Nicholas Meyer into it, and he's going to get up the inside. Does he have the traction out of 12? Arbin certainly doesn't, but Fan is going to sweep around the outside at turn 13 this time. Surely he's going to have this done, and does as they throw through turn 14, and he is up into P2 now. And he's moving through well at the moment, isn't he?
Definitely, that's a fantastic analogy there, water into wine. I have to use that at some point. So, sorry, I'm just thinking like half your lines here, but regardless, we'll push on and forget I said that. Regardless, so Fan now in second place, Aston Martin 1-2 right now, but how long can he hold on to that one? Plus he's got the penalty as well, so that won't help his case. Michael again sets the fastest lap. He's on an absolute rampage here, pulling away to a 5.5 second lead, which is half what he had of 2 laps in the sprint.
It's disgusting really how much he's gained, isn't it? It's ridiculous. But he won't care. He'll be having a wonderful time out in front, while everyone else squabbles behind. But it's a good squabble, isn't it? With Fan, Meyer and Arbin. But looking good at the moment. Well, let's see how well he can do through his opening sector.
Let's see if he can gain any more time. We're up to about 6/10 or so over the Haas. Another half second back to the other one. And Cheeseman is trying to close the gap too, but he's got Wardy on his tail. Imrie not to fight back either. And Ginger Nut and Tenth Cannon 25.5 seconds back. Fan hasn't gained too much here, so with a bit of DRS, the Haas of Nicholas Meyer could have another go at him here on the exit of the left-hander as they come back down to DRS straight once again. Rear wing wide open once again and closing the gap, but not as much as he would have liked to. Of course, he wouldn't use that battery a lot more to try and close in. And now Roy's closing on Cheese. Might try and go to the outside on the braking zone. Way too low chance to go for it. So sticks in line, but gains a lot of time there. So these hard tire runners give us a fantastic scrap in the second half of this race.
Will. Sorry, they will, I should say. But yeah, I mean, Smoking Cheese dropping back off the back of Arbor means that Woody might have a bit of a chance. These guys, second to fourth, are all really going at it. And it's nice to see that there's some healthy battling going on. Fan really not losing that much on that last lap. To the back of Michael Dale, it stayed about 6 seconds. But as they go through the final corner, there's 9 to go. We've just got less than the sprint race to go. And Michael Dale is in a very comfortable position.
You have to wonder though, at what point those mediums hard start to drop off, because if I don't know better, I'd say he's probably pushed him quite a lot as Woody takes Cheese for 5th place. Does the Alpine come back at him? He stays in line for a minute. Probably shouldn't go for it into the exit. We'll see what he chooses to do here, but regardless, Michael, I wonder if his tyres drop off a bit earlier than we expected. We'll have to wait and see. And I expect Cheese is going a bit wider of his line, struggling to keep up with Wardy here. So those hards 9 laps old, not really doing their job right now. Nicholas is closing on Fan. He's a bit closer this time than he was last time. Let's look what kind of exit he gets out of turn number 12 here. Wait, sorry, is this 11 or 12? Am I getting my corners wrong?
That's 11, that one.
So we're going towards turn 12 now. Right then. So after my oversight, we'll see Nicholas closing once again on Fan, getting a great run this time. Could be a move for second place going into the corner. The Fan defends the inside, but Nicholas pulls alongside. Into the corner they go with a lock up from the Haas there. Arbor might try and take advantage if he gets enough for a run, but Fan stays in front of both Haas cars. They'll have to work together to try and find a way around the Aston Martin and get them both on the podium despite Fan's penalty, because they're going to want to try and get in front of him on track regardless.
Yeah, they might want to get it on track, but also they've got to remember that at the moment they've got it 2 and 3. Stop. I mean, it's nice to have it on track, but it isn't critical. I mean, there's no point going for it and possibly spinning and throwing away a podium just because you wanted it on track, when realistically you've already got it in the palm of your hand. You've got to have that in the back of their minds as they come now to start another lap 21 of 28. Smoking Cheese is in, not too sure why. Strategy still interesting from him, but we'll have to see what he goes on to now.
I think he'll get soft tires, if not mediums. I see softs, I see the Red Bulls going on. Is that wrong? Yes, I'm not. I'm right. Brilliant. So, probably a fastest lap attempt for Cheese now. Probably hasn't really got much to fight for in this race at this stage, because he's got that penalty as well. So everyone's still quite close together at this stage. We'll have to see what his plan is for these closing laps. Could he be banking on a safety car? Perhaps later on. These Haas cars with the Aston Martin come together in these late stages. That'll work out very nicely for Cheese. Still in that track position and fresh softs as well. He comes out in P8, so emerges in front of 10th Cannon, but about 10 seconds off Ginger Nut. So a lot of work to do.
Yeah, a lot of work for him to do, but those soft tyres should be absolutely rapid. And we'll have to see how many seconds he can gain with them on, but yeah, remains to be seen at this point in time. You're still looking at this Nicholas Meyer. See what he found fight Meyer to the outside line, maybe gonna try and dummy the reigning champion, but can't do it this time around. And Arben still sitting in behind, not quite making the move just yet.
I'll ask you a random question here, Arben. Obviously, we don't really do team principals in league racing, so but if you were the Haas team principal in control of these two right now, would you give Arben a turn? Can I take fan? Would you see what happens there, or would you keep it out as and let him go to the end?
No, I'd let him go to the. Nicholas Meyer, he's pulling alongside. I think it'd be hard. He's not falling behind Fan. He's just not quite able to get past yet. I think if staying as they are now is safer. If they swap, Arben's over a second behind Fan, that risks losing DRS. And that could be you out of it for the foreseeable, so we'll have to wait and see. But I'd keep them how they are at the moment, personally.
Solid insight from our wonderful commentator Darryl there to make our way onto that 22. Now 7 more laps to go in the race. He's laughing because I'm being nice to him. He's not used to that sort of thing.
But that actually, it's so true, it hurts.
It's co-commentator abuse in the TRL. It must be stopped. Anyway. Right, moving on from that because Gavin will kill me regardless. Nicholas is really there. He's pushing the snot out of Fan as they come towards turn 11. Once again, as I get the corner right this time. As he won't go for it here, but if he can get a good exit there, DRS could be to his advantage. And again, he's got a ton of battery. He's got more than Fan now, but Fan's, I saw him use a bit when he's on the exit. Is he going for it and trying to save it to the last lap? No, he's going for it now. This could be P2 now for Nicholas Meyer, who goes to the inside of Fan, pulls alongside him. And Rasky last on the brakes into the corner to avoid locking up. He will avoid locking up. No, sorry, scrap that. No, he doesn't. Fan on the outside, gets back in front to give a half a car length. Into the right hand they come. Fan again squeezing in front, but going a bit wider that time. Regardless, keeps ahead. Nicholas back down to third, but he's using DRS now. Nick goes to the inside once again. Very, very tight racing. Fantastic stuff between the Haas and the Aston Martin. As it goes towards the triple right-hander of 19, 20 and 21 on the exit. Fan nips back in front, the reigning champion doing his job and keeping the two Haas cars at bay as Michael starts at lap 23, 6 laps now from the second flag.
Has and it's good battling, isn't it, between these two? I mean, Michael Dale probably doesn't know what's going on behind him because he's so far in front. But there is a great battle going on for P2. Yeah, he's going for the outside. Can he make it work this time? I don't think he will. Tries to switch back. Does he have good enough traction? No, he won't be able to find it 3 turn 3 there, and has to just sitting behind. Yeah, very close.
He's within a tenth. I saw him go within a tenth on the timing, and Arben's just half a second back too. These guys go for a fight. Then could Arben get involved? What we don't want these two to crash into each other. That's rule number 1 in Formula 1 and just racing in general. Don't crash into your teammate. Worst thing you can do, unless you absolutely hate your teammate, which you've seen in Formula 1 in the past, but not here, which is always positive. But Nicholas falling away about a tenth or so in that first sector, but we'll see what goes on down this next straight.
Will Meyer get past this time around? He's close enough to have a go, you'd have thought, but he's done very well with his ERS. Both and Meyer have done very well with their ERS. They're saving it for the end, but Meyer is sitting in behind, not going for this time around. I think it's smart at the moment.
Definitely the wise moves from these two Haas cars, keeping line behind Fan, especially since they've got it made here, sitting there. Cheating to 7th place now, he's just got around changing up the 7th spot, so we'll start working on the 8 seconds or so to Imri. Can he catch him from the end perhaps?
Possible, it is possible. I think he will, personally. Yeah, I think he will, but whether he'll be able to... Actually, no, yeah, I think we'll get Imri. End of conversation.
It's close second already in the time it's taken for me to merely mention it. Michael now 5 laps in the end. On lap 24, and Nicholas closing once again, but does Fan defend the inside once more. He doesn't go for it. Nicholas almost went for it, but Fan didn't defend at all. Probably didn't think it was close enough, and he might have been right. But again, Meyer all behind him in the Haas, and just waiting for the time to strike. He's got practically all his battery left. Arben's got practically nothing here. He's almost running out of DRS range too. So let's keep an eye on Arben in these late stages.
Have to see how well he does in the death cannon in the pit lane. I mean, he could have just going another couple of laps and picked up some points, but thought no, maybe an inside line for Meyer. He's very close this time around, but that little look and feint to the inside hasn't really helped him too much. But he is close, and I think he might go for it. Nearly a full battery of ERS, doesn't even have to touch the ERS, and I think he'll come steaming past here.
Up the Gets out of the Aston Martin, this time pulling clear, but can he avoid the switchback? That was his undoing last time round. Fan doesn't get a chance. Can't nick in front. Can't look to the outside of the inside. It stays in line for the minute, and now with Arbin with less than half a second behind thanks to that penalty. The Haas cars now haven't made on track 2. 4 laps in the checkered flag now as Michael and the other Aston Martin, who's having no troubles right now, has had to focus on running his race and getting to the checkered flag. Look at that, 11.2 seconds. It's domination, as we've seen throughout today. He's pulled out gap after gap after gap. He's 4 laps from victory once again.
Yeah, an incredibly impressive evening for him, really showing why he's the championship leader, and it'll just progress, I think, over the next few weeks, his confidence, and we'll have to see if he can maintain this towards the end of the season, which I'm sure he can. But good work for Nicholas Meyer at the moment. He looks like he might take P2 on track. Arbin's lack of ERS might come to haunt him soon, however, but I'm not enough, I don't think, to drop out of the 3-second window.
I wouldn't think so at all about it. Knowing Arbin, he'll want to try and get past Fan in these late stages if he can. Ginger not into the pit lane here, changing onto a fresh set of softs, might try and nick the fastest lap at the end. She's there in P7 still, but just under 3 seconds behind him, so he's closing that gap. I dare say he'll probably get him by the end, and might even get Wardy too. We'll see what happens.
Find out, but yeah, he really is taking chunks of time out of him, really, Smoke and Cheese. As Ginger comes out a long way behind, he won't be getting past Adenry or Wardy, but here comes Fan. He might be getting past Maya here, inside line into turn 12. Is Arvin going to go for it on his teammate as well? It looks like he will actually inside line. But he's still there as the teammates try nearly and come together, but no. Maya and Arvin.
Fan back in second place then, but again, the ball is not in his court, it's in the Haas court right now, as he's still got that 3-second penalty to think about. He's got 3 laps to try and build an advantage. I think that chance has passed now, as again Michael comes back round to complete lap 25 and start lap 26, the third to last lap of this race. So still, I mean, anything could still happen. I mean, you never know. He could spin out, and that would lead the battle for the win down to these guys here. But Nicholas Meyer is 3 laps away from the podium on his TakeOver race league debut. That's very impressive.
Yeah, really is, and I think we'll be pleased with how this race is going. It's a very mature drive so far. I mean, he's done very, very well in his ERS consumption. Love a driver who conserves their ERS well.
Oh, then you take my pyramid episode then, because I'm terrible at that.
But yeah, he's doing very well at the moment, and we'll have to see how he continues.
Definitely, I mean, I dare say he could probably finish in front of Fan on track, given like the DRS for the last lap. My guess is that he'll try and use some of it on the main straight with DRS, and then some of it again on the run towards turn 12, as we've seen him do a few times here and there. Michael though, onto that DRS straight himself now, with 13 seconds to the good right now. Nicholas is falling away a little bit there. He's down 6.5 tenths back, so I doubt he'll get a move done this time. And Arbin is not getting any battery back at all here. Does Nicholas put his overtake on to try and gain for that time back, or does he just use DRS? So just use the DRS to try and keep close. He's doing enough right now, because he doesn't need to be in DRS range. As long as Fan is within 3 seconds, he's all good. He's sat where he is quite comfortably. Cheese past Nimri for P6 now. He's 3 seconds off Wardy. Can he do it? But can Nimri come back at him though? So go to the outside in the Alfa Romeo. Finally, a bit of racing outside of these 3 cars. I'm starting to get bored of them, to be honest, because they keep on appearing on my screen. Regardless though, Nicholas still is hoping to get back in on Fan now. He's actually a full tank of ERS left, and I'm sure if he could, he'd happily give some to his teammate, but he can't quite do that right now because that's not how F1 works. Michael though, 2 laps away from victory, and Fan looking to try and hold on it's looking like P4 at the end of the day. These Haas cars should get him.
Yeah, you'd have thought that these Haas cars will get him, but they might pick up a penalty in the final couple of laps. You don't know that just yet. I mean, I've seen it before where someone's picked up a penalty on the penultimate corner and lost the win. So anything is possible, particularly around here on penalties. But yeah, at the moment, it looks like the Haas is going to have a double podium.
I've said before, Canada last chicane. It's painful to watch, and that race is like crucial for the championship, that league. Anyway, we'll continue to talk about this league. And Nicholas, I dare say, I think my prediction for your laps go might be right now. It does look like he's saving himself for that last lap. Let's see what he chooses to do here on this next straight. It's going to be turn 11 once again. I'm just clocked. Fan has a 5-second penalty, not 3. Did we miss something? We've been saying 3 the whole time.
The race director, I must go. E-I-E-I-E-I. Right, let's have a look.
Oh.
I don't know. Oh, it was a collision with 10th Cannon. That'll be removed.
That would okay. So, well, with that in mind, because that was down to the safety car restart, wasn't it? Yes. So
Yeah, so that'll be removed.
all of a sudden we have a second place to race for, and Arbon's got a penalty now too. So it's down to Nicholas Mayer to get Haas into second place, and Arbon must now try and get third if he can. As Michael starts the last lap of the race, one more lap in this Grand Prix, he marches towards the win and takes a step closer to the TRL title for the first time in his career. Nicholas, though, closing in. He's using his overtake now. Here we go. And now Founder with another penalty. So he's got 3 seconds again now. So now he's tie game with Arbon as they come to turn 1. And Nicholas might go for it. Not going to go for it just yet. He's going to start using that ERS, though. So he's trying to go all out on this last lap.
Sod's law, isn't it? The fact that we just found out that penalty can be removed, and within about a sector, he already the penalty. Yeah, he gets Wardy. He's on an absolute mission here.
On the outside. He gets back in front.
Impressive.
Have a race for.
Not as hard, but no, but.
Race for 5th too on the last lap.
The fact that we only just realised that that penalty was basically irrelevant. Then he immediately gets a 3 second. That's it's not flawed, isn't it?
Yeah, we're stupid. But Nicholas is on course for second place regardless, so he's going to use that battery now. That's what we've been waiting for. Overtake and BRS deployed to make the charge towards turn 12. Fan needs a Hail Mary here in order to try and keep in front. He forces Nicholas all the way to the left-hand side of the track. Bit of contact there between the pair of them, I think. Based on the camera angle. Fan trying to outbreak on the outside. Locks up again, contact. I think I saw something called for Fan's wing, but I think he's all okay. Arbon struggling to keep these guys. But here comes Michael, meanwhile, into the last couple of corners. Take another win this season. He's absolutely dominated both the sprint and the race. He's going to walk away here with maximum points, with the fastest lap point to boot. Here comes Michael Day off the last corner to take the checker flag as Nicholas Mayer holds on to P2 in these late stages. Wardy, 3 second penalty now. Everyone except for Michael and Nicholas Mayer has penalties now to round off this race and to cap off an impressive debut for the Haas of Nicholas Mayer. Going to take away second place in front of the reigning champion after a fantastic battle at the end. The yellow flag, and that is Wardy who spun out. Wardy spins off. Imrie won't catch him. He's safe in 6th. Here comes Cheese at the last corner to cap off a solid day. Bit of an upside down one for him. But P5 on the road regardless. Wardy comes through for 6th place. And just 2 more finishes here. Wardy over the line there in P6. P7 will go to Imrie. And Ginger Nut, who's probably had a quite quiet second half to the race since that safety car, will finish in 8th place. But still, domination from Michael Dale. Fan comes home 3rd place on the track, but in the end of it, it comes down to penalties and Nicholas Mayer and Arbon in front. But will that penalty, the 5 seconds, be removed potentially once the incident under the safety car gets investigated? Because they may look into what Michael was doing potentially in terms of that restart. We've got a lot to talk about, a lot to unpack after this Grand Prix.
Yeah, I can't for 1 second think that 5 second will stand for Fan. I mean, they were going 14 miles an hour, which is absolutely insanely slow. So I cannot imagine that 5 second will stick at all. But have to see. But here are the results. It's a fantastic result, isn't it, for Michael? It takes all of the points available to him, and he'll be very happy. But Nicholas Mayer in 2nd, and you'd have to presume Fan in 3rd. And I'll just ping them in the chat, see if we can get them into the voice lobby.
I'll just switch over to the race chat here, but we could do it in the whole box, so we can invite both of them, no problem. Yeah, up to you and how we do that. But regardless, that'll be the end of the Grand Prix. I do hope you guys enjoyed this one. It's not squeaky, because we have a few cars compared to usual. We didn't quite get a full grid. As Michael there celebrates another victory, we'll skip through this cutscene now just to get onto the results screen if we can. If it allows me this time. Yeah, there we go. So, Michael wins the race. Nicholas Mayer holding in 2nd place. 14.2 seconds off the top. Arbon in 3rd on the racetrack. But has he thrown away that late penalty? Fan in 4th. Cheese 5th. Imrie 6th. Ginger Knight in 7th. And Wardy in 8th in the end, thanks to Wardy's penalties at the finish. I'm not sure what happened to him at the end. 10th Cannon home in 9th. Or not home in 9th. Retire with a few laps to go. Your DNFs for this race. 10th Cannon, BT, Ratio, Cuba, Legends, Joker, and I believe I also saw Sticky off the bottom there. Started the race, but got put into a random car, and nothing much came of the race for him. So that will more or less be it for racing tonight, and we'll look towards the commentary box for our post-race interviews as always. Darren, mate, give me your thoughts on what's been a fantastic evening of racing.
I mean, Michael Dale dominated. Maya, Arbon, and Fan gave us a great fight through the second half of that race, and Smoking Cheese as well did a very good job to make it interesting with the strategy. But yeah, good evening overall. Sets up for a good week at Baku next week.
Definitely, I'll see if I'm around for that. My stutter. Why am I stuttering? This is not me. Anyway, right. So, what are we thinking for post-race interviews? So
yeah, should we jump across to the voice chat?
we should do that. Let's go over to the race chat. Oh, we have some arrivals in here. Bear with me, Smoke there. I'll get you sorted. I'll get you sorted on my screen. Okay, right. Darryl, talk for me.
Hello.
Lovely. Right. Nothing better than testing it while we're on screen. Brilliant. Okay, right. So we have one of our interviewees. That'll be our race winner. So we'll wait for a minute to get the other two in before we can get started. We'll see just what has to be said about what has been a pretty quiet Grand Prix for our race winner, no less. So let's see just what the plan is there. We'll see if we can get Fan and Nicholas in. I think we should get both of them here. Both of them seem to agree. Nicholas, make them meet up for us. There we go. Perfect. And Fan is looking for earphones, so we'll give it a minute, guys, and we'll get started.
It's a typical Fan thing to do, isn't it?
He really should have more confidence in himself.
And a kick.
On the podium.
Looking around.
I mean, does he not have a headset? I mean, not trying to violate the guy who owns this league. Could get me removed in a matter of seconds, but... Yeah, just waiting here, we'll wait for a moment.
Diddle-doo. Diddle-doo. Diddle-doo.
Working? Hey.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so Marco's all set. I'm assuming that's probably all set as well. So yeah, sorry, yeah, we'll give it a second. We'll see. We'll wait for Fan Shop to get to these stupid earphones. And we'll get started.
Yeah, it's fine. I was just transferring it to my Xbox. It sounds really weird.
Okay. Oh yeah. This sounds better. I don't know what
Oh,
it
it sounds better. That's why I was like, oh, hello.
Lovely. Okay, Fan, shall that Fan gonna meet up for us?
Yes.
Or you know the drill by now. Done the podium enough times. Meet up for us.
He's speaking first.
Oh, is he? I don't know. Do you want to do third to first or first to third? I don't mind.
We'll do third to first. We'll keep the until how they should do it during the races. I hate it when they go first to third. I never understand why they do that. Sorry.
It's because Verstappen's the first guy back to the park from it, so he gets in there first.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Do you want to kick this off? Who wants to do what? What do you want?
You go for it. You go for it.
Okay, alright, well, in that case, then we'll come to C170 Fan, reigning champion, on the podium for the moment. So, my Fan, you're not unmute for us now. Congratulations on the podium finish, mate. Those Haas cars, though, gave me quite a hard time during the race. What was that like?
I'm sweating.
Yeah, same.
And not because of the heat. No, it was, I said in the chat, I think that's probably the most fun I've had on this game. Yeah, like you say, it was just a hat sandwich for probably 99% of that race, especially after the safety car. So yeah, it was a tough one. It was fun though.
Yeah, definitely thoroughly enjoyable, especially from a well-Whitby setting. In terms of the, of course, the sprint, how's the sprint for you? Because of course the wet weather was a bit of a curveball, but it's found the works for us. So how do you find it?
It was tricky at first. So my with one shot quali, my force feedback had stopped at the start of my lap, so I spent the whole lap in AI. So I was starting quite far back. I managed to make a few places up at the start, and then, much like the race, I was sort of hanging around second behind Arbon. This time I think it was. And then under the safety car, I pitted for Inters, which dropped me a couple of positions. And then, yeah, there was an incident with Imri that had me facing the wrong way. He has apologised. I haven't seen it back, so I won't say too much on it. But I think without that, I probably would have been up there. My pace on the Inters for the last couple of laps was really quick. I closed a big gap on quite a lot of people. I don't know if it was just because they were fighting or what, but yeah, I think I missed out on a couple of places because of that. But so I made the race a bit more fun.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, you're rapid on the Inters at the end of the sprint, so it's very exciting to see. In terms of of course, the safety car, but midway through the race today, that sort of end the race for you in terms of strategy. You sort of know what you're doing from there. Yeah,
pretty much. Because of the early one was too early to box for hards and take him try and take him to the end. And then the second one was a little bit too early to put softs on and go to the end, so I was sort of stuck with the hards, which weren't the best tyres, unfortunately. So Michael was Michael was winning today no matter what, but he was well off into the distance at that point. Before that, I was hoping to go to softs and get to the end. I was a bit annoyed. I was expecting to have a second set of new mediums, so I was going to box for hards and then just box again for mediums and take them to the end, but for some reason it said I didn't have any left.
Fair enough. Because tyre strategy is a crucial part of things at the end of the day. And then last question for you. For 6 more rounds to go, including the next one, Azerbaijan, what do you think of Baku? What's the plan there?
Not crash.
Fair enough.
That is. Oh, in fact, I'm not here next week, so that doesn't really matter.
Well,
so
you
I
can't
definitely, I
crash.
can guarantee you, I will not crash. Exactly.
Plot twist, he crashes his car when he's driving home from work. Anyway, we hope that doesn't happen, regardless. So,
Cheers.
well, congratulations on the podium then. Obviously, we'll look to this year because we're not sure about the 5 seconds at the end. We'll come to the safety car thing later on. Darren, if you want to take over for our newest podium finisher, Nicholas Mayer finishes in P2.
Hello.
Yes, thank you.
Working. Hello, Nicholas. Well done. Congratulations, P2, on your debut. I mean, that fight
It's
with
not my
Fan
debut.
must have been a lot
Was
of
it
fun.
not?
Was it not your debut?
No, I'm no. I just changed my name.
Oh no!
Oh. What's your name?
What was your name?
No,
You're joking me. Oh my.
no, I'm not. I'm not joking.
What was your name?
It was no.
N-O.
He was no.
No.
Oh, it was no. Oh, right.
He's
Well,
been the whole race under what we thought was we thought you
Guys,
knew.
yeah.
Oh, mate, I'm sorry. We recorded your debut all night. Oh.
All good. All good.
Okay, debut makes it sound more
Well,
impressive, Darren.
Scream.
Oh,
I can't believe that's happened. Well, okay. Well done on your first win with this name. First win. Oh, goodness.
we've lost something we want to. That's it. We're much off there.
Should we just go back and pretend it's right?
Yeah,
ready?
Hello, no.
we do that again.
Oh, well done, Nicholas, on one of your many podiums this season now. Congratulations. Must have been a good fight with Fan.
Absolutely, it was one of the best I had in this game because one time I fought Michael and that was just absolutely disgusting and great at the same time. So can't complain about that. Yeah, it was pretty hard to get there, to be honest. Had a bad start in turn 1. Was very cautious because Imri wasn't soft and just gone through there like I wasn't there. But all went good and I had no front wing damage in case of a bad pace today, but that wasn't the case, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, it was so close. I mean, you had, I'm going to be honest, loved your ERS management during that race. That was
he
wonderful.
thoroughly.
I love a
Thank
good
you very
ERS
much.
manager. So, yeah, you're right up in my book because one of my favourite drivers in the league. But, yeah,
How much did you have on the last lap? Out of interest?
100%.
Did everything.
100.
100%.
Nicholas,
Yeah,
you need to get your weight.
yeah.
I need it for Karibo, please.
I thought I
It
was
was incredible.
a genius. At
What do you mean? Well, the problem is I wanted to save my my replay, and then it said my thing is full, and I couldn't save it.
Oh no.
Yeah,
That sucks.
Yeah, that sucks really, because I wanted to clip it as well, but yeah.
Well,
Can't do anything about it.
We've got the majority of that late fight on stream, so you want to go back and have a look at it.
Absolutely, I'm gonna watch the stream back.
Lovely.
On Twitch though, because Twitch broke.
Yeah,
On Twitch.
But anyway,
sub to me,
yeah, don't
boys.
watch it on Twitch because Twitch is broken.
Yeah, watch it on mine. Sub
Oh,
to me
damn.
instead.
Yeah, it's up to Zach.
I did already.
Lovely, thank you very much.
Yeah, Baku next week. You looking forward to Baku?
Don't crash.
Yeah, that's the general
I-
approach. Lovely.
That's fair.
That's just everything.
Nice
Yeah.
and concise.
Again, please.
It's nice and concise, that answer. Nice and short.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
So thank you for that. And then, Zach, I'll hand over for you to interview Michael.
Well then, again, Nicholas, congratulations on your podium finish. I'm sure there'll be many more to come over the rest of the season. But we'll have to come now to our race winner. Once again, it's Michael Dale. Michael, mate, do you not get bored doing this same thing week upon week, just winning races by this margin? Is it not boring for you?
Sound like I'm the best. I'm not. It does a bit get boring, but what can I do? I was genuinely tempted to start slowing down in 10 seconds. I thought, now let's not get cocky.
There it is.
I'll just keep.
There it is. We stacked up.
Um,
Nice. Anyway.
Nah, I'm not. I don't even. Well, I'm not even gonna try and gloat. I'm not, because I'm not that guy. Literally, the hard tires are so bad. I couldn't get any grip with them. So when Nicholas, or AKA Nove, was literally behind me the whole time, I was generally confused because I thought like 15 lap old hards would be beating 15 lap old mediums, and it's just like, I think with how the tyres are, it was that close. I think it's just ridiculous. And then considering the gap at the end of the race when we both switched tyres onto the opposite, that's ridiculous. The hard tyres are just so bad. And then the race, that one time I don't look at the weather, it's raining. Well, I had hopes that it was just going to be dry, and I was like, oh. So when it was me and Cheese, I was like, come on.
And then the decision to switch on to the wets, or the second set of wets in the sprint, paid off. What was the thinking behind that?
Oh, nothing. Cheese baited me.
Oh!
he baited me. I literally got baited. I literally went in hoping he was going to come in. He just literally baited me. I was like, oh. And then I broke my wing inside the pit trying to get out of it. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's something we do pick up on that, so good of you to let us know what we're doing our jobs poorly. But one thing I did want to ask you about, I mean, during the other safety car on the restart, of course we saw you quite good at backing everyone up, but then on that last one, I mean, we clocked the speed. What was the thinking there? I mean, you were going pretty slow there, backing everyone up.
Everyone just loved to be up my arse, so I thought it was funny to just go below 10 and then see what people would do. It just seems people want to be side by side, so the more people do it, the more I just slow down and don't care until it ghosts me. Yeah, that's literally the thinking behind it. I hate it when someone's literally constantly next to me, so then I'll slow down and punch everyone up then. Yeah, it's not illegal, it's not breaking the rules, it's just kind of bending it really.
I mean, Nicholas almost had you on the restart there, because you mean.
Oh, I know, yeah.
First time I've never seen someone restart it go right up to the line before going.
No, yeah. That was stupid of me, to be fair. I went too early, and then as soon as I got out of the corner, he was on my arse. I kind of literally bit myself.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, it can happen in on those safety car restarts. There can be chaos. We've seen them many times in this league. So one last question for you. 6 more rounds to go. You've won the majority of races so far this season. We'll back you up next. Is the march towards the championship going to continue here?
Hopefully, just try not to crash in the castle section. That's the biggest fear.
We are 3 for 3 on Do Not Crash in Baku. I'll note that for next week. Well, that'll more or less cap off the interviews then. Congratulations again on the win, Michael. Congratulations to all 3 of you for finishing on the podium. I hope you guys are looking forward to watching the stream back. So you guys go do whatever you do. I assume you've all got something to drink somewhere in the house. So guys go and enjoy yourselves. You'll have fun, and we shall hopefully see you next week. Oh, apart from family, no, you're not here.
Absolutely.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you again.
No
Cheers, guys. See ya.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
See ya.
Well, that more or less wrap things off for us then. Dara, any final words before we cap things?
I'm not too sure. Yeah, race. I'm looking forward to next week, and subscribe to Zach.
Well, hey, lovely. Even Dara's plugging me on my own stream now. This is lovely. And is yours? Wait, did Twitch go down completely, or is it just not on that stream anymore?
I don't know. I just know that Twitch stopped working for everything, so it might be up again now. I have no idea.
TakeOver Racing League
Yeah.
on Kick question mark. Have to see if we can branch out potentially. Get a third commentator and do Kick as well. Have to wait and see. Regardless, well that was a blast. To be honest, I don't know how hyped when it started chucking it down with rain in the sprint. We got 2 fantastic races in, and yeah, next race will be the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, which will be on the 14th of September. Same time, maybe same place. If not, it'll be on the TakeOver Racing League Twitch or wherever if Twitch decides to work. And again, I'll tell you guys, I'll leave a link in the description, but you guys know I won't. I've known that before. I've been saying this in like 2 seasons now, so it won't happen. So, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel so you can get all the good stuff there. And any shorts from the race as well, make sure to follow us on TikTok, follow for the league on TikTok, TakeOver Racing on TikTok. That's it, on esports, that's weird. Anyway, right, I'm rambling. So from myself, it's goodbye. Dara, I assume it's goodbye from you as well, or is it not?
Say goodbye.
Oh, hold on. Again, thank you guys so much for watching tonight, and we shall see you next time. Have a good evening, and goodbye.